Hello, everyone. Welcome to the G Smooth Mindset Show. If you're joining us live, thank you for being here. If you're catching us on the replay, thanks for watching, brother. Today, I have a special guest. I have my friend Dyron Jolly, who is the CEO of InCon LLC. InCon LLC is a branding and marketing agency helping business owners get their marketing right. And Dyron, the InCon just released their brand new platform called iReveal, which is pretty much an audit platform where business owners from small size to mid size can go in, audit their marketing, check everything, and then come up with a game plan on how to execute. So I'm pretty excited to have Dyron today. And welcome to you, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me, G Smooth, on your video here, and hopefully I can shed some light. Hopefully I can be value add to your listeners out here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for being here, my friend. Yeah. So let's get right into it. Today, you have this company, InCon LLC, and obviously you didn't start from there. So I want to go a little back in time, and I'm a little curious. Who was Darren as a kid? Or maybe not
Hmm.
as a kid. Let's go maybe high school or college. If we were friends, what are we doing? How do we
Man,
hang out? How do we have fun?
right. I'm glad you put that timestamp on it because I was like, man, as a young kid, I was I was a little bad fella back then. But no, man, once I got of age, man, I really became a big jokester. I mean, I think
Mm,
that still remains. I mean, if you like most people that hang out with me now, they understand that I tell a lot of jokes. I play around. I have a lot of fun, which is a side of me that you don't sometimes see
right.
um, on the business side, right? Like you look at me from a business side of the house, like, oh man, he's uptight. He doesn't like to really have fun, but that's just my passion for business and always trying to be professional. But outside of being a jokester, man, even through college, high school, man, I just had a certain focus about myself. Even then, most of my friends who hung out with me, man, we would go out have fun, but they also knew that I was a certain type of a character, and you wouldn't
Yeah.
bring everything around me, And so, most of my friends understood that, they respected that, and they really enjoyed that because it wasn't like your typical guy kind of falling into peer pressure like everybody else did. I kind of, this is me, and you like me or you don't type of
Right.
guy, But I was
Yeah.
always focused and always driven and
Mhm.
always looking to have a plan and trying to work that plan.
Right. Yeah. You were the guy not to mess with.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say just not to mess with. It was just, like when people came around me, man, it was a certain expectation. Like, I didn't have a lot of riffraff around me. If you
Mhm.
was a fighter, if that's what you like to do, you really couldn't hang out with me because that just wasn't my vibe back then.
Right.
Um, you know, even even one of my closest friends, like back when we were, kind of hanging out and everything, they used to be like, man. So they used to call me Jolly back in college, by my
Yeah.
last name. And they would say, man, you like somebody's daddy. Like, you come around you, man, and you can't do nothing. Like, don't bring that in my car. Don't do this. Don't do that. But I just had
Yeah.
certain parameters, man. I just had certain expectations. And that's still me today. Like most people, man, they get around me, that's like, man, you still the same Jolly, man. And so I try to, maintain some of those same values that I had back then still
Mhm.
remain today. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So how did you start your venture? How did you start your whole business?
Yeah. So for me, man, even as a young child, man, because my parents were entrepreneurs, so
Mm,
that spirit was always in me, man. Just the idea of kind of having my own,
mm-hmm,
um, being able to really take a company from its infancy and then grow it in a manner that I control and not people controlling me. That's always just been something that
right,
I've you know aimed to do in life, and so that
right.
that has always been in me. And so whenever I graduated college and making that transition to the professional side of the house, one of the things that frustrated me the most is, I'm going to these companies, and the first thing that they're asking me is, how much experience do you have? What do you
Uh-huh.
mean? I'm just graduating school, man. I've been in school for 4 years, focusing, man. I got a
Yeah,
good GPA. I've been going to school, and you ask me about experience. I don't have any experience. What are you talking about? And so
right.
from that point, man, that frustration led me to the point of, well, if you guys don't want to give me the experience that I need, I will
Mm-hmm,
create my own experience, right? And so, me and an old classmate, old friend of mine, rest in peace. Now he passed away, but
mm-hmm,
we started a company back in Alabama, and we started it, and it was small business development and market research. And so at that point, man, we operated for probably about 5 years. And then at that point, we kind of parted ways. I had moved away, and it was, our visions was a little bit different. And so from there, I end up creating InCon LLC, which started out as a market research firm, but of course we have evolved, we have expanded, and really added a couple of things on there that I
mm-hmm.
believe is crucial for small business development, and also for mid-market companies as well, in terms of marketing effectively. So basically, man, when I came out of college, man, I created my own company to get the experience that I needed, that wasn't being afforded to me at the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right off college. That's and I agree that can be frustrating, the experience part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you today, coming from that experience and everything that you've been through, what were some of the challenges that you had or maybe still have till today with your business overall?
Man, one of the biggest challenges that I think most people have, depending on what type of business that you're in, but your
Mm-hmm.
network is so important.
Mm,
Those that you're connected with. You can have all the information in the world, and if you don't have the network to put you in front of the right people, man, it becomes very, very tough. And so,
mm,
so one of the biggest challenges, and to be honest, it's still a big challenge, depending on who you're trying to really get connected with, is having access to some of the right people. The
mm,
people that can take your company from where it is right now and get you connected with somebody that just completely causes your company to explode. A lot
yeah,
of companies are successful, not so much because of their own self, but because of who they're connected
right.
with. And that that whole environment that you get whenever you have that right connection, and the right network, you know. And so when you have that, man, it kind of sets you apart from a lot of companies. What
Right.
you will find out in terms of business, which you already know, people do business with who they know, like, and trust, right?
Trust. Yeah.
And so if you have people who put you in direct connection, they give you the rite of passage, people are going to automatically be drawn to you because
Yeah.
somebody has referred them to you, or made a connection for you.
Right. Right. Very, very true. Absolutely true. And so for you right now at this point, looking back, what are some things would you say to somebody just like you, pretty much? Let's just say that somebody just like you that just graduated today in quarantine, right in this COVID-19, and he's getting all these, you don't have experience things, you don't have experience kind of rejections, and maybe he wants to become an entrepreneur or he doesn't really know where to go. But let's say he wants to become an entrepreneur. So, what are some tips that would you tell him, whether it's business wise or branding wise or marketing wise? What are some things that you can say to a new entrepreneur today?
Well, from a new entrepreneur standpoint, just entrepreneurship as a whole, one thing to get used to. Get used to no. The word no. Uh, get used to people telling you no because uh, it's gonna happen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've been told no many many times, but you have to have drive to keep on moving past that no, because after so many no's, you're gonna get to a yes, right? And that yes
Right.
is what's gonna propel your company forward. So you have to be pretty tough. So once you get into this entrepreneurship deal, be of a mindset that is relentless, man. Where you have a dream and you're going to strive for your dream. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't take calculated decisions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
don't be ruthless in your decision making. Some people, man, when they get out, man, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna start this company. Yeah, hey, man, listen, that's quitting your job is great, but have a plan in place in terms of how you're going to exit that company. You know,
Right.
and
Right.
so from an entrepreneurship standpoint, that's one thing that I would say. Now from a marketing and branding standpoint, for entrepreneurs, realize this is essential to your business. Point blank, marketing is essential to your your business growth. If you look at companies, um, there are so many companies out there that are so successful, but then you look at their products or their offerings, you're like, man, they don't even have the best. Like you look
Right.
at a McDonald's. Like McDonald's doesn't create the best burger, right? Like
Right.
I can name several companies that are way better than a McDonald's burger, right? But if you
Mm-hmm.
look at how they have been able to sustain themselves for long periods of time, it's because of their ability to market and be available or make their products available to those that they want to ultimately serve.
Mm.
So marketing is the very thing that's going to keep business coming through your door, right? So
Right.
so so you have to do it, and you have to do it effectively, which kind of gets to my next point about marketing and branding. Marketing and branding is not easy when you don't know what you're doing, right? When you lack knowledge about how to market brand successfully, man, it's going to be very very tough. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so one, get get the information that you need in order to do it effectively. One, because time is money, and you can
Right.
waste a lot of money by doing the wrong things in terms of marketing. But believe me, I've been there and I've done that. So get your knowledge uh, that you need in order to market effectively. And then lastly, never stop learning. Man, this marketing uh, environment continues to change all the time. All the
Right.
time, it's constantly changing. Like if you look at digital marketing is not the same as it was 5 years ago. 10 years
Right.
ago is definitely not the same. So never stop learning, never get to the point where you think you know everything, right? Like we can always learn. Like
Right.
even myself as a marketing strategist, on my own company, I'm always seeking to learn, and you can learn from everybody.
Right.
So never stop learning your craft in marketing, never stop learning your audience, the people that you want to do business with, because the moment that you stop learning those individuals or those companies that you're looking to sell to, that's the moment that you're gonna lose them.
Right. Right. That is true. I agree. Never stop learning. And how would you define success? What's your definition of success?
Yeah, that one really, man, it really depends on your goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Success is one thing that's determined by what you're looking to accomplish, and
Mm-hmm.
only you really can determine if you're successful or not. So that means that you fundamentally have to be willing to set goals. And once you set those goals, if you obtain those goals, and then you're successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you define what success is. Uh,
Right.
so so my definition of success is reaching and obtaining the goals that I have set for myself or for my company. And,
Mm,
and so when I get to the point where I have achieved my goals, I think I'm pretty successful. But if I haven't achieved those goals, and then hey, listen, I still have some work to do in order to be successful, right? Uh,
yeah.
which I which I think is very important. Which many people that you will find don't set goals. Man, I'm surprised that at so many people wandering around here in life that you ask them what they're looking to do in the next 5 years, they can't tell you, right?
Right.
Uh, so 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 you just on a path nowhere when you don't have those goals, and so if you don't have goals, you will never attain them,
That's
right?
true.
But yeah, that that's my thoughts about success. Um, you know, it really depends on what you are looking to accomplish, and once you accomplish it, and then you're successful.
Yeah, that's true. I 100% agree with that, especially with the it's about your success. So it is whatever you want, and these goals have to be yours. They don't have to be
Yeah,
somebody else's. They don't have to be the Joneses, because we get caught up into the Joneses wanting to do like everybody else. So when you don't have what that everybody else has, you feel like you're not successful. But a lot of times it may not even be something that you want. So
yeah,
just like Darren is saying, you really have to figure out what it is that you really want, starting setting these goals, and then also focusing on the micro successes. Because if you want to make 10,000 or $100,000, for example, you got to make $1,000 first. So you got to hit all these little goals one step at a time, and then you start building from there. So this is really important. Set your goals, but make sure that these goals are things that you really want, not everybody else's, or not your mama, or not whatever.
right, man. You like if you're caught up into what everybody else wants, man, you'll never get to a point of happiness, a point of peace,
True,
and you're
true.
gonna be constantly stressed out, man. You can look at the most famous people, most rich people in the world, man, and some of them are just completely miserable, right?
Right,
Because maybe somebody else is defining their idea of what success is, but when you take control, man, you don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If that doesn't consume you, and you really focus on the goals that you really want to attain, and then like you said, make sure that you have the roadmap that's going to get you to those goals. You know,
Right.
happiness is much easier when you take that type of control of your life, man, and do that. But I see a lot of people, especially on social media, man. We look at everybody, oh man, they look so happy, and those same people that are on social media, looking all happy, man. If you peel back the onion, and those guys are completely uh unhappy. Like man, they get on social media, make themselves seem like that they're the best thing
Yeah.
since sliced bread, and then later on down the line, you come to realize that that's not the case, and so
Right.
that's why you can't look at other people to define your success,
Right.
because you don't know what other people are going through, man.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. 100% agree. That's very true. And I'm also curious. So when you were starting your business after college and everything, were you were you scared at all, or what were the fears that you were facing? Or maybe if I can rephrase, how did you build courage to get started? Because a lot of people, even if it's not just a business, like a lot of college students or younger kids, for example, they may have this dream that they've always loved music or being an artist or whatever. They want to start a YouTube channel or something like this, but they can't find that courage to get started. So how did you find yours?
Well, courage for me, again, has always been ingrained inside of me. I mean, even as I spoke a little bit about my friends, about hey, listen, I don't care what y'all think about me. I'm gonna
Right.
be me regardless. And so
Mm,
so that has always been ingrained in me. I guess is because I got a Christian background. So if you're a Christian, man, if you're trying to do right, that sometimes ain't the favorable thing to do when everybody else is out doing everything crazy. If you have the courage to say, no, I ain't gonna do that, and then hey man, that's a big step. But
mm,
one of the things, or how I view fear, right?
mm,
I deal with fear by actually facing my fears, right? So if it's something that I'm afraid of, or that
mm.
I fear, hey, I got to face that fear and actually overcome it, right?
Yeah.
So some people fear something, and so they run the opposite direction, or they procrastinate. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get to that, and then they never get to it. I look at it as, man, this is something that I haven't ever done before. It's a little bit
Mm,
frightening, but hey, look, you only live once. What's the
right.
worst that can happen? If I'm not gonna lose
Exactly.
my life, and then why am I really that that scared? Which which is what courage is about. Just because you have fear, um, doesn't mean that you can't face it and go face forward with it.
Right.
That is the definition of courage, right? When you are fearful, that you still take action to be able to overcome whatever that situation or circumstance is. So the biggest thing is to actually start. A lot of people struggle with actually starting. And once you start, man, like it just becomes fuel to you, man. Like you just want to continue to go. And so uh
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is just taking that step to say, hey, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I don't care what other people are saying or thinking, which is another thing too. I hate to sidetrack,
Yeah.
but be careful, be be careful the things that you tell people, because people will kill your dreams. Like you tell somebody that you have this big goal and this big dream, and they're not on the same page with you, and then they say some negative stuff, and you just like, well,
Man.
yeah, man, I'm not gonna do it. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's best to keep those things and just work your plan and let them know whenever you come out and you are fully operating, uh, but
Yeah,
just be
yeah,
careful sometimes, because some people that you look to for that great motivation or thought, sometimes it's not going to come because that person doesn't have your dream, right? So
right,
so don't let others um add to your fear.
right,
Basically what I'm saying
right,
there, right?
right.
Hopefully that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I actually love that, and especially that last part because it's also about environment, which is what you were talking about earlier. The same way, if you want to 10x your business, if you can put yourself into that environment where there is people with connections or people that can help you expand, it's the same thing. If you want to expand your dreams, you have to put yourself into that environment where there are other dreamers, where there are other people that are motivated, and these are people that will uplift you. Because the people in your environment, that's a good point, because a lot of times I've also learned that from one of my mentors, we tend to confuse a little bit haters and naysayers.
Hmm.
Like the haters, it's straight hate. They're straight, they want to kill you pretty much. But
Right.
the naysayers are just the people that really love you, but just like you were saying, they don't have your dream, they don't see your vision. So when you tell them all this stuff, it's a little uncomfortable. So they go like, you don't really need all that. And that's usually your mom or somebody that's really close to you.
Right.
Man, why do
Yeah.
you want this? Just stay the way you are, man. Stay, I
Yeah.
love you just the way you are, baby. You
Yeah.
don't need all this. That's
Right.
not hate. That's
Yeah.
just somebody that loves you, that don't want you to get hurt, because chasing your dreams, building business, it can hurt a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, it's,
Absolutely.
yeah, it can. It hurts. It's failures and everything. But just like you were saying, environments. That's why there are all these channels, all these groups on Facebook, and it's never been easier today to find a positive community that will uplift you. If you don't know where to go, just join my community, man.
Yeah.
Like the page, join the group. Um, we'll drop content every week to uplift everybody, to get the mindset right so that everybody can become the best version of themselves. And how do you personally stay motivated? Or when you get down, how do you lift yourself up?
Man, I think one, it goes back to that community that you talked about, and that network.
Right.
I got a bunch of friends who are also entrepreneurs, and man, we hit those low points.
Mm.
Fortunately, we hit those low points at different times. So
That's good.
when I'm
That's
feeling
good.
down, my friend is feeling up.
Right.
So I can go
Right.
to that individual,
True.
man, and we talk it out, and then man, we just motivate each other. But but you also have to have an internal motivation too, man. One of the things about me is that I get fueled when somebody tells me what I can't do. Like,
Mm.
I can't do what? Yeah, you're right. So I have an internal drive in me uh, that just can't take somebody telling me
Mhm.
what I can't do.
Right.
Because the very thing that you say I can't do is the very thing that I will do, and it's gonna be because you motivated me to get that piece done.
Yeah.
Um, but you also have to have a positive mindset about life. One, we all go through struggles, so sometimes whenever you're going through a challenge, whether it's your business or personally, sometimes it
Mhm.
feel like, oh man, I'm the only one going through this. I have no one to turn to. It's just me,
Yeah.
and man, woe is me. But you have to really, really look at things, from a positive side of the house, and really work on, okay, how can I change this condition, right?
Right.
And number two, realize and understand that somebody's always struggling, or somebody struggle is always worse than yours. So
Right.
whatever you're going through, there's always somebody out there who's going through something that's probably a little bit worse than you, regardless of how tough things become.
Right.
There's somebody out there that's kind of either going through the same thing or definitely something worse. And so figure out a way to overcome it. Talk to somebody, keep your network positive, man, and you'll definitely get get through it. Trouble don't last always, so just keep on pressing forward.
Yeah, I love that. Trouble don't last always. Pain, I think it was E.T. I don't know if you know Eric Thomas. He always says pain is temporary. And that's exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
And I love that little perception shift because that's what really works for me, especially for me as an instant boost when I'm down because I practice gratitude. So every time I'm in that little situation, I always think like I have my two legs, I have my 2 feet. There are some people that are in the hospital because I've been sick to the point where I felt like I was going to die. I know that
Mm-hmm.
feeling. It's
Yeah.
not a good position to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And just thinking that there are people in that position every single day of their life. And I'm
Absolutely.
here on the internet drinking water. I mean, I'm good.
Right.
So
Yep.
when I start doing these mind shifts, these perception shifts, instantly I'm like, man, what am I complaining about? Let's
Right.
roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. That's
that's
yeah. Yeah. That is crucial, man. You know, and it's one thing, that that makes it easy when you get to a point if you're all about self. you know when you realize that you have a greater purpose than self, it really forces you out of that woe it's me, because you understand that, hey, it ain't all about me.
right.
It's a whole lot of a lot of other things and other people that I exist for, right? So and trying to keep those things in the back of my mind really motivates and encourages me through tough times.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And this is going to be our last question today. If you had a phone call with your 18-year-old self, what would you tell him to change? What would you tell him not to change? What would that conversation look like?
Stop. Stop right now is what I would tell. Stop. No, man. What I probably would say is, man, put the remote down. I watched a lot of TV through my teenage years and through my 20s, man, and I look back on it now. It's like, man, you wasted a lot of time, man. A lot of time where you could have been learning. You could have been
Right.
learning the different aspects of business. You could have been learning how to invest. You could be in a completely different situation. Like, we're at an information age now. Where there's a lot of information readily available at our
Mm-hmm.
fingertips. So we have no excuse not to know at this
Right.
point. And so if you peel back the onion, we don't know because we so consumed with TV, we're so consumed with social media, we're so consumed with all of these different things, which I'm not saying that those things are all the way bad. What I'm saying is too much of it can be bad. If you're so consumed with just relaxing all the time, man, you're missing out on a great opportunity to completely enhance your life,
Mm-hmm.
and really, really, really grow, whether that be mentally, period, or just from a business standpoint, from an investor standpoint. There's so much information out there for you, so much that you can do to really add value to your life and others, man. So get up and make it happen, and don't be consumed with all of this media stuff too much.
Yeah, very true. I love the idea of no excuses because it's very true. It's when you don't know, that's fine. Like we can't really blame you for not knowing. But the moment we start knowing, I mean, there's always going to be the procrastination phase. I mean, even me, I didn't just jump off one day and then start making a channel. I had my procrastination period, jumping all over my fears or whatever. But I always say I love it. I don't know if you know Gary Vaynerchuk is a digital marketer, but he has this quote where he talks about not regretting your life. I mean, looking back at your life when you get to 90 years old. So imagine that you're 90 years old looking back at your life, and then what would it be? Would it be regret? Would it be a whole big regret factor that, oh, why didn't I try this? Why didn't I give this a shot? Or why didn't I at least try? Because even if it doesn't work, at least you know that it don't work.
Yeah.
But having the knowledge and still giving yourself an excuse not to do it, I don't want you guys to get to 90 years old and then start regretting, like, hey, my life sucks. I have all this money, but I never had any of what I really wanted. I've never
Mhm.
experienced the dreams or the passions that I really wanted. So, no excuses, boys. The knowledge is available, the internet is available. Get to work, man. Get your passion going. That's what will make you happy, because you got to be happy first. We all have this misconception that we got to get the money first or whatever, but if you're not a happy person, nobody will do business with you. If you're not a happy person, nobody will do business with you, and you won't even feel comfortable about yourself. And a big part of being happy, it's you doing all of these activities that you really love to do. Don't worry about getting a bunch of followers or whatever. Just do it because you want to do it. Just doing it will make you happier. And then the followers will come. The people that like you will come. The people that like what you do will come. The people that resonate with your ideas will come. But yeah, just like Dyron was saying, your goals won't happen if you don't set them and go after. So you got to start doing, and then everything else will fall. But start doing, bro. So that was the message today. Darren, I want to thank you for being here. I know you're a busy person. I don't want to take too much of your time. I really appreciated you for being here today. And everybody here that was on the live, thank you guys for being here as well. Um, where can everybody find you? Or if people want to connect with you, people want to check your website or your product, where can they find you, Darren?
Man, we are on again Facebook, LinkedIn, so you can look up InCon LLC, or you can connect directly with me, Dyron Jolly. I'm probably about the only Dyron Jolly in the world. So go in and type Dyron Jolly in all those
Yeah.
social media outlets, and I'm definitely there. Of
Cool.
course, the website www.inconllc.com, and that gives a lot of information about what we are about and how we help small businesses grow. And then of course email address, info at inconllc.com. Definitely reach out there as well if you have a specific marketing type of question that you want to get answered.
Right, right. So guys, InConLLC.com, and on social media, Dyron Jolly on Facebook, and also LinkedIn. And if you want to catch the replay for this will be posted in the Facebook group, also on the Facebook page, and I also put it on YouTube. And don't forget to follow me at Just Move Mindset on Facebook, IG, Twitter, and YouTube. And again, Darren, thanks for being here. Thanks, you
Thank you,
guys, for
brother.
catching us. And we will be on the next call, on the next live next week, guys. Peace.